winners? Let the pros show you how to make money. General Manager Al DeMarco, a regular contributor on Fox Sports, MSNBC, and Comcast Sports TV, brings over 25 years of handicapping experience to the table. CEO Steve Budin, the author of Bets, Drugs, and Rock and Roll, is the man responsible for creating the online betting industry. Together, they lead PickNation.com, your number one source for winners.
No, in the history of sports handicapping, one of the biggest misnomers is to always side with the public on Monday nights. Well, that really worked out well last week with the Cowboys, where a 3.5-point home chalk, and the Bears obliterated them in Dallas. Guys, the public is not always right, and that's why you need us. Welcome back, everyone, to the Monday night edition of the Countdown to Kickoff program. We are in our 6th consecutive season here at FoxSports.com, bringing you the top NFL matchups, breaking them down from a point spread perspective. Al DeMarco here, along with Steve Budin. I've been a professional sports handicapper for over 25 years. Steve, former bookmaker, the guy who literally created what you now know as the offshore sports betting industry. So the yin and yang of this is that we look at every single game from a different perspective. Me as a handicapper, me as a former sports reporter, you as a former bookmaker. And I think that gives insight to games that no one can get anywhere else.
Right. So we're from the proverbial side, both sides of the fence. You obviously, with your gambling experience, a professional gambler for 20, 25 years. Me on the other side as a bookmaker. So you use your opinion, and I use my sources, my syndicates, the crews that I have that only I have access to, that I've been releasing now for close to 5 years. Their records are all on the site. We've done very, very well.
Well, listen, this Monday night game, you've got Houston as the huge road favorite. There is no value in this line because the Texans come in at 4-0, and the Jets have just been every bit as bad as we told you they would be. We told you last week they would get annihilated by San Francisco, and that's exactly what happened. But I think it was even worse than anyone suspected. 34-0, injury-riddled Jets team, 145 net yards in that contest. Mark Sanchez, well, you know, the minute you signed Tim Tebow, you knew the fans were going to be clamoring for him, and Sanchez couldn't lead the offense to a touchdown drive in the preseason. Only 2 touchdown drives here produced so far in the regular season, and the Jets have been outscored 81-33 in the last 3 games. You're looking at this offense for the Jets. Will not have Santonio Holmes. Sanchez is struggling. You've got Houston, a young team in a marquee position. Steve, I think the way to look at this game, since there's no value on the side, look at the total. It's 41 points. How do you not say this one stays low?
Well, I exposed Rex Ryan as a complete crackhead in week 1 when he came out and he said this was the best, most talented Jets team he's ever seen. I mean, give me a break. They can't run the ball. They can't pass the ball. They had Darrelle Revis. They don't have him anymore. What do they have at this point? They got Tim Tebow, who they better go to next week, because if they're going to get the fans in the stadium, that's their only chance. Al, last week, the fans were taking their Sanchez shirts off and throwing them onto the field. They're very angry in New York. They got a clown as a coach. They got a clown as an offensive coordinator. The owner is more interested in Romney beating Obama than his team winning games. The whole thing is in disarray. It's a complete circus. You bet Houston here or you don't bet at all. I think they can win this game by 24 points.
I'll tell you what, between the two of us, guess which one is a lifelong Jets fan who grew up in New York? I don't know if you can possibly tell.
Meanwhile, I'm right about the Jets every week so far. A very plain analysis. They're built to beat mediocrity. They can't beat elite quarterbacks. They can't beat elite teams. That's why they had the problems they had. That's why they'll have the problems this week with Houston. Just can't beat them.
So there you go. You got the former Jets fan telling you that the Jets are going to get blown out tonight. I'm telling you, I think that the Houston Texans looked at that game film, broke it down from the 49ers win, and they saw the 49ers with Frank Gore ran for 245 total yards and 44 carries. You've got a Houston team that's just going to come in here with Arian Foster and Ben Tate and just pound the ball on the ground, pound the Jets into submission. That's going to eat clock time, and that's why I think with the Jets being so feeble offensively, and they're not going to get better, Sanchez, especially with that pass rush engineered by Wade Phillips, the Texans defensive coordinator, I think everything's there for this game to be, you know, maybe a total of somewhere 31, 34 points. I think the under is the way to go.
You know, everybody's wondering what happened to Mark Sanchez. He was so good in year 1 and year 2, right? Wrong. They had a running game in year 1 and year 2. So then Sanchez, he'd do the play action pass, and all of a sudden it was open. Now they've got no running game whatsoever. At least if they put Tebow in, he can run and pass. Maybe that gives the defense 2 different options to look at, because right now they know they can't run. They sit back in the pass, and Sanchez looks silly. The best move he's made this season has been with Eva Longoria.
Frustrated Jets fan. Okay, you've got our opinion here, the Countdown to Kickoff show for your Monday night. And remember, over at picknation.com, you can check out my daily video report every single day where I break down key games from you from a point spread perspective, give you in-depth analysis with my free picks, plus money-saving discount coupon codes, free trial offers, etc. That's on my daily video report over at picknation.com. For Steve Boot and Al DeMarco, and we will catch you next weekend right here on foxsports.com.